mod pack, it's a one checkbox thing. So I tended to use the Kverneland stuff, not with the unrealistic settings, instead of the Kverneland stuff. Cameo, good morning. Welcome to Saturday. It looks like it's going to storm here today, although it does say the temperature is 22 and sunny. So I'm not sure about the 22, but the and sunny is good because I've got a wedding to go to late this morning. So we'll be ending up early today, but for now, we're just marching right along. What else has been happening? In typical YouTube release schedules, 2 weeks ago I took one of my model locomotives apart to add a sound decoder and speaker, and I was having major frustrations figuring out how to take it apart, how to do what I needed to do, and how to put it all back together again. And then, like, sometime this week, some guy who does a sort of trash to tracks repair videos, he did a video on that particular model. So it's like, oh, wish this had been available 2 weeks ago, because then I wouldn't have had so much frustration and spent about 2 hours with the thing in bits, trying to fit the speaker, trying to figure out where to solder the speaker wires, etc., etc. Most of the 2 hours wasn't me with tools in hand, it was me looking at a computer screen trying to figure out, doing all the research, because the decoder manufacturer's website was, or technical manual was, let's say, a little bit light on information. Now, I'm not going to say that was their fault. They can explain the decoder. They can't really explain how to install that decoder in the multitude of models that are produced that use it. But also the locomotive manufacturer, just nothing in their text to tell me about things. So I eventually had to go to some third-party site to try and figure out what all the pins meant, which ones the speakers were supposed to be attached to, etc., etc. Once I found that, it was like, okay, so I have to get my really patient soldering hat on and solder some wires in and solder the wires to the speakers and hope everything works out okay. And it did. Locomotive works fine, but it was about 2 hours it took me to finish that off. The other locomotive I was working on was really basic and straightforward. Open the smoke box door, pull out the circuit board, stick the chip in it, attach the speaker, and the speaker was just clip the speaker in, and it's good to go. And yep, it was good to go. So that took me it took me more time to open the box with the decoder in it than it did to fit the decoder in the locomotive. I now have 4, 5, 6 locomotives set up now, I think. But I don't have anywhere to park them all. So sort of beginning of this week, I did a a reorganisation of my trains in boxes and trains not in boxes, just to give some different rolling stock time out of the box with different locomotives on the front. So that's all fun. Couple of maintenance patches for other games I own. Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown got a maintenance patch, and Ground of Aces got a couple of hot fixes. Haven't seen anything lately on Railroader, although they are working on the maintenance of way patch, which is going to damage your tracks over time and have you ordering maintenance vehicles to replace rails, replace ties, replace ballast. Now, that basically turns track maintenance like the locomotive, so you have to keep your locomotive serviced or they get broke. And now with the new, or with the next patch, you're going to have to keep your track maintained, or train speeds will be limited. I'm not sure if they have an increased chance of derailing, but stuff like that would be interesting if they did that. Or having the turnouts freeze on you. That would be interesting as well. Okay, how are we doing? It is coming up on 9 o'clock. No, it's coming up on 9 o'clock real world time. Yes. Coming up on 7:30 game time. How is that a thing? Because I don't have game speed running at the speed it should be. Okay, 3 times. Time should start passing faster now. May or may not be a good thing. I want to watch how much fertilizer we're going through. I think we're going to do quite well. I've got, obviously, that field next to us, the field over the other side of the ditch. Those are the one across the ditch is quite big. The one in the middle is big, but not excessively so. I'm hoping we can get through both of those fields with what we have on the tank, because after that we're heading down the road to the west, which puts us closer to town, which would mean, if the worst comes to the worst, resupplying fertilizer will be less of a drive. Obviously right now it's a long trip to town. Still doing okay. What else is going on? So this weekend the kids are up with Grandma. So for 3 to 4 days, I think. So we've got a fairly peaceful weekend. We might have a card night tonight. depending on what the other adults are doing. If we don't, I might end up down in the basement doing some more stuff on the train, so I can finish things off. Done. Fold that up. Actually, I don't have to fold it up because obviously, look, there's nothing in front of me. Get into this field. We don't go very fast because the crop sensor is on, and that limits our speed, unfortunately. Okay, let's go. So I doubt there's anything new here. That's one of those static baler things that you can bale all the stuff. I'm not sure what some of the stuff you can bale is, but you can bale it nonetheless. I do not need a 261 horsepower tractor for 20,000. But it is an intriguing thought. The thing is, our Puma's a little over 300 horsepower. We've got a John Deere 6R, which is a little over 300 horsepower. And then this tractor's 180, 200-ish. And it's adequate for pulling the sprayer and pulling a roller. I don't really have any equipment that's in the 260 range. I don't think. I need 300 for the mowers. Or do I? Well, either way, that tractor doesn't work because it does not have... Oh, that's one of the giant mods that's out, is PTO on the front. And yeah, if you don't have a PTO on the front, then you can't attach a thing that needs a PTO to the front. So you can put weights on, and you can put mulchers, a fixed mulcher or a roller on the front of your tractor because they don't actually need a PTO. But a mower, nope, not gonna work because mower needs a PTO. Mrs. Osa's alarm is going off already. Well, I already had my shower, so I'm pretty much good to go to the wedding. Mrs. Osa's going to need to have a shower and stuff, so early start. And we need to leave, well, it's coming up on 9 o'clock, so we need to leave in about an hour. So we'll get as far as we can. I really don't know when I'm going to have time to fill in the rest of the farm work this week, or whether we're going to come back and I'm still going to need to spray. Because we have stuff going on at church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's all filling out things as well, or filling up my time. Right, that one is done. else do we have out there? Oh, that blue line's there. There's my white line. And off we go again. I'm guessing there is another row there. Then we'll be skipping over the other side of the field. Don't know if I'll do the... decisions. Sometimes things can work out well with, just running the headland across, say, the bottom of the field. Obviously, we're going to end up with the rows over there. So, we could end up in completely the wrong place. Oh. Yes, not happening. This is a single player game and I don't really have time to play on days that aren't Saturday. This is regular stream time for me. And I'm not connecting with anybody on Discord. Anyway, yeah, it's like I could be spraying here, but then I'm going to have to skip this when I'm doing the headland, so yeah. It's just as easy to wait until we're actually doing the headland for now. Okay. So, next thing. Really don't know what else we have to do. I think the thing was we are going to have to feed them cows. Going to be able to move some manure and slurry. It's hopeful that these cows are producing a lot of waste, which may result in our BGA being kept in production for way longer through the year. I always seem to have issues. What are you doing? Come on, go. Yes. I seem to have a lot of issues with BGA production on was it Maypole? The BGA input capacity was less than 1 day of work, so you had to deliver to the BGA twice a day and fill it to keep the BGA in full production. Here, the BGA's input capacity is way more than a day's worth of production, but my cow production is way less than the BGA's production rate, so we end up with the BGA sitting idle for a lot of the time. Well, that's the other thing I do need to consider buying is a slurry tanker so we can actually spread digestate on our fields as needed. And I could do that March or April, a slurry tanker could be used on the fields we haven't planted yet. Well, 2 of the fields, because we're only planting 2 fields of corn and 2 fields of soybeans, and soybeans don't really care about nitrogen, so I don't have to spray those. It's 70, so we are doing over 100 kilos per hectare, which means I could use, on cotton, I could use a slurry sprayer to bring the nitrogen up to 100 kilos per hectare, and then just top it off with this guy at a later stage. How are we doing? We're at 1,200 litres left. That's fine. But if you can use the stuff you made for free to at least begin the fertilisation on your fields, then you need to spend a lot less. And you can get precise measurements with the liquid fertiliser or with the solid fertiliser, but yeah. The manure stuff will get you close. I usually don't worry about being too close. But for example here, what are we looking at? The application amount. See, we're adding between 40 and 70, I think. So I would just run around this place at 40, and it would get us close to where we want to be, and then later on we can be exactly where we want to be. And we've done that before on some of our farms. So. There we are. Okay. And finish off this section. So we do have a little bit over there. We have quite a lot over there. Might turn off the crop sensor for a run down the field. Well, like I said, I could do the headland from here. Nope. Let's do this. So we're going to end up in this corner. I think once I've finished the rows, I can continue from where I haven't, I leave off doing this edge. Which is a good thing. Saves time over the long haul. The question would be, is 1,000 litres enough to do the last field? Really depends on the dirt quality. I think high quality dirt needs more. But if it's a poor quality field, then we won't be spraying out too much fertiliser. Which is fine. So looks like the locomotive I ordered back in June is out of the workshop. So I'm kind